30 minutes of power.
Welcome to 30 Minutes of Power, a podcast dedicated to educate, encourage, and inspire godly people to use their power to empower others. Join your hosts, Jori O'Neale and Nicole Salter, as they share powerful insights on how you can use your God-given talents and gifts to make a positive impact in the world. Welcome back to another lovely episode of 30 Minutes of Power, T.O.P., your one-stop shop for all things encouraging, entertaining, and motivating. Listen, people, we live and living color today, y'all. I'm here in Georgia with the one and only Lish Speaks.
What's up?
What's good? I'm touching you, boo. I'm touching you. Yo, listen, I'm so excited. What you might not know about Lish is that she and I go back about 20 years. Yep. Baptized into Jesus same year.
Yep, same year.
Beautiful soul, beautiful spirit. She holds a lot of titles, among them minister. We got podcaster. We have influencer. She's also now a brand ambassador for a lot of different things. I'm so excited about just her journey and where God has taken her. But I think one of my favorite titles that she holds is speaker and storyteller. And so today we're going to learn more about the storytelling that you do. So Lish, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Show.
You forgot a title.
Oh, she married, guys.
She's a wife.
Married. She's a wife. She loves that.
Don't forget that
she
one.
Loves my bad.
Give honor to the man of God, Mr. Blaine. Okay.
It wasn't on the line. I apologize. Yes, she is the wife to one amazing man.
Yes.
I had the pleasure of meeting him myself, and so I do attest. He is an amazing man. So excited.
That's my favorite title. Besides disciple of Jesus.
Amen.
I love being a wife.
I want to jump right into it because we got 30 minutes to chop it up.
Let's do it.
You are a powerful storyteller, right? One of the other titles, hip hop artist. I don't know if she likes that title right now.
You know, we're trying to figure it out.
All right. But when I'm going through all the different titles that you carry, storyteller is woven through all of them. Right, in every role that you have. Hopefully you're not telling stories to your husband. But outside...
And listen, you telling a story.
That's another podcast.
That's a bedtime story.
That's another podcast.
Sorry, Mom.
We are weaving through each of these titles this idea of storyteller. So I want to ask you, when was the first time that you knew you were a storyteller? Hopefully this isn't the first time someone's ever told you that.
Well, you know what's funny? I think because storytelling has become such an asset. Like, people are so tired of the cookie cutter, just us selling them things, that I wasn't really told that I was a storyteller for most of my life. And I didn't really see that in myself. I think, in hindsight, looking back, when I was a kid, I used to write plays. I used to write stories. In middle school, I wrote a play for each of our classes. It would be like 3 classes, like 701, 702, 703, or something like that. And I wrote a play for our whole grade to do, along with some of my other classmates as well. I've always really been into that. I love sitcoms to this day.
Okay.
To this day.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch.
Favorite sitcom.
Favorite has to be Martin. However, I don't have a favorite, so I need to give you top 5.
Okay.
And even in top 5, I struggle. Martin would be number 1.
Okay.
Living Single, number 2.
Okay.
Living Single is really number 1 too.
Hold on.
But right right after that, this is gonna get me in some trouble. But The Cosby Show. I'm so sorry.
Why are you sorry?
Because Bill, Heathcliff Huxtable didn't do that to them ladies. Let me not say no more because I don't want y'all to cancel me. The Cosby Show. A Different World.
Okay.
And then I gotta show love to the Golden Girls. Now, there's a few that I love. I love My Wife and Kids. I love Mad About You. I love Frasier. I could go on and on. But those are the 5 that when I'm down, I'm gonna be watching some Martin and some Living Single. And
So first off, I think it's ironic that the same top 5 you have are the same top 5 I have, minus the Martin.
Minus.
I'm not let's move on.
Are you one of them Jamie Foxx is better than Martin people?
Absolutely not.
Oh, because I was finna say,
No,
I don't
no,
know. I was gonna question every judgment you had.
No, I'm from a little older generation, more in line with the Golden Girls. I like to play
like
with.
You like Good Times, Sanford and Son, that kind of thing? Don't say Little House on the Prairie.
Carol Burnett show.
Okay. You ain't that old.
I mean.
You was watching it with your mama and them.
Nah.
You was watching it by yourself. Listen, classic. That's why you funny.
But that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
So, I vibe with the other four.
I love Lucy.
I vibe with the other four. The other four, I vibe with them.
We got to talk off camera about Martin. I need to understand. Off camera. We got 30 minutes.
So
focus.
Yeah, I want to know, like, can you share a moment or experience where, like, you felt inspired to use your voice to impact others, right? Because, like, you're doing it now, and from the outside looking in, it looks almost, like, effortless. So can you remember, like, one of the first times where you were like, I have to speak?
I've been this way my whole life. It is not effortless. It takes a lot of energy, and I'm often very depleted. And the people who are closest to me see the nerves, the exhaustion, all that. But it is effortless in the sense that nothing feels more natural. Like, speaking in front of people is my happy place. Where being on stage makes people nervous, it is where I feel the most safe. Now, I think the reason for that is trauma, right? I think that as a child, I internalized that when I'm on stage, nothing can happen to me because everybody's watching.
Wow.
So
that's powerful.
I haven't even said that on my own podcast.
That's powerful.
There's a whole lot in there. But I feel very at home on stage. It's the happiest place for me. That and shopping. Those are the two things. I never feel no anxiety once I'm up there. Getting up there, I'm like, why did I agree to this? But the second I step there, I'm like, and let's go. We're here. So I think the first time I can remember using my voice is very young at church and in school. And then also when I was in grade school, I had a teacher who smoked cigarettes. And she would smoke on our breaks, like, you know. And so I started.
Was this the 80s?
No. I was born in 88, so this was 5th grade. So this is the 90s. So I started a petition to get her to stop smoking. But my school went from K through 8th. So I just didn't talk to the other 5th graders. I spoke to 5th through 8th graders about signing this petition to get our teacher, Miss Barbara, to stop smoking. Okay. She didn't stop smoking. But she was so impressed that I would do this. And so I always ran for class president, all those things. I've just been talking my whole life. And, eventually people started saying, oh, okay, well, we might give you $1 or $2 to do this. So here we are.
So I hear a lot of things. And this is what I usually like to do when I have my guests on. I like to help make connections. Okay. So from the time that you were young, writing those stories, that started before that, with 5th grade, you mobilizing people. Yeah. And basically.
Or feeling like, yeah, sure.
Starting them, like there was a cause.
Yes.
There was a cause and you were like, I'm going to rally the troops toward this
We
cause.
should do something about this.
Right? I think that's interesting because then you spoke earlier a little bit about feeling safe on stage because of trauma. I could rock with that. I could jive with that. And your happy space is the exact place where most people feel the most discomfort. I'm learning a little bit about leaning into your energy, and it seems as though you get energy from using your gifts to then push a cause forward.
100%.
Interesting. So 100%. You've been on a lot of different platforms. Yeah,
sure.
You've been on a lot of different platforms.
Sure.
Amidst all those, can you like pinpoint like a specific time where you were like, I got through to this listener? Like, if you ever received any feedback from any, like either speaking, ministering, podcasting, rapping, like have you ever, I want to know more about that.
Yeah, that's a great question. I can say I've been blessed enough to experience that in everything I've done. So when I was heavy into music, one of the first, I guess, bigger opportunities I got was to be a BT Music Matters, artist in that whole realm.
Okay.
And that was cool. We did a performance at SOBs, and seeing people's reaction to that, project and that kind of thing. And I'm talking about being, melanated and being black and all this stuff, and just kind of seeing people come up to me and just be really super supportive of that messaging was always really great. One of the coolest things I think is when, in fact, this happened to me this week. A friend of mine, she's more of a mentor, or has been in the past at least. Her son was going to camp this week, and she sends me a video of him dancing to one of my songs, like, at camp. And I'm just like, that's the same camp I used to go to as a kid. And it's really cool to just see. It's just cool, I think when God gives me the opportunity to speak or preach or share in different settings or teach, because they all mean different things, I always laugh about this, but I'm always encouraged by it. People come to me and they're like, you're just so real. And I'm like, as opposed to what?
What's the alternative?
Yeah. But I think that what they mean is that I speak with my own, like, I don't code switch. I don't, whatever room I'm in, Lish is showing up, I have wisdom, but I am who I am. Funnily enough, there's a lot of my story that I have never told. And,
we're leaning in.
Some things are for me and my therapist.
Okay.
For now. But
I'm gonna wait till the book come out.
Maybe. I've never thought about writing a book, but we'll talk. But I think that, it is always humbling, but also encouraging and affirming when people come back to me and say, you said this thing this one time, and I never forget the da-da-da, or I still listen to this song, or I remember when we were, in college and you said this thing, And there's so many cringeworthy things I did and said over the years that I'm just like, please let it be something good. Let it be something that encouraged you. And I'm so sorry for anything I did or said that was not encouraging. Because, that happened too. So I think that it's just really cool when the telling of my stories or the sharing of my, the drops that God gives me encourages people. One of the cool things about what I'm doing right now on social media is I literally just write out notes in my phone whenever God gives me something. I don't care if I'm in the car. I don't care what I'm doing. I will stop. I will write it out. And then when I sit down to record my videos, I pray and ask God, what should I talk about? And I'll go through my notes. And after I talk through things, I'll, kind of tick them off. And it's cool because it's a living testimony.
Yes.
Right? And so I'll have a video that went viral in March. Someone left a long comment on it last night, and it's just like, amen, that's cool, Whether you agree or disagree, we're talking, and we're talking about Jesus, and we're talking about the Bible, and we're talking about God. And I'm grateful to be used to do any good thing because I'm a sinner, And so the fact that God would use me to proclaim his goodness is truly humbling. Truly.
I dig that. So you mentioned speaking in terms of going to, you mentioned before the BET thing, right? What were your thoughts, your feelings concerning, like, I guess, in feeling worthy of this thing? Like, what were, because to go from unknown, undiscovered, like, I'm just out here making music that I vibe with, I'm just sharing what I'm passionate about. I'm going back to that fifth grader who's like, hey, guys, this is a cause that y'all need to know about, and we need to do something about it. How does that fifth grade Lish interpret now this stage of BET? Because you were just doing the same thing you had always been doing. using your voice, using your talents to then fight for a cause.
It's so funny because now that was 10 years ago, right? So, and I still feel undiscovered and unknown, truly. And so, especially in the music space. But I think when I think about going from whether it's to that first big thing at BET to some of the other places and spaces that I've been in, I always feel favored. I feel very favored by God. And I think some of that has to do with my mindset. I'm a very faithful person. I really don't believe anything is too big or too much money or too much. I'm like, why not? Why couldn't I have it? If they can have it, I can have it. You know, that's just my nature. But I think that the biggest feeling I felt, when you talked about worthiness, which is so funny, I never thought I had a worthiness issue until I got engaged and went through premarital counseling.
Yeah, that'll do
it. Baby!
That'll do it.
We're sitting down and we're talking to this couple, and we get this older, you know, very well off couple who's been in our lives from, you know, helping us. And we're sitting and we're talking, and the husband, not the wife, the husband says, "It sounds like you have a worthiness issue." And the tears just fell. The tears just fell because I was like, oh wait, I do. And it came from where it really showed itself, but I can see it in other areas too. It showed itself in how well my husband was treating me, loving me, taking care of me. Well, he wasn't even my husband yet. Fiance was providing for me. And I kept feeling like, why are you doing this? And when is it gonna stop?
Are you waiting for the shoe to drop?
Not just the shoe to drop, the whole house. Like, I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, and why do you keep doing it? And why do you keep doing more of it? Like, even once we got married, one of the first things I said to him when we, you know, after a couple of weeks, I said, "You're a better husband than you were a boyfriend." And he just said, "We just live together now. There's more opportunities for me to serve you. I'm the same person, you know." But I just knew something was gonna change. And just, I'm like that about a lot of things. Like even this current bout of success I'm having, I'm like, and what was revealed to me is, and this happens to a lot of people who have, you know, childhood trauma.
Absolutely.
Something in you tells you that if you were good enough, better, whatever, that would not have happened.
Yep.
So now, no matter what good things happen, and a lot of good things have happened in my life, something keeps telling you, you actually don't deserve this. And what I tell people all the time, I don't have imposter syndrome. I don't ever feel like, oh, I don't think I'm good enough for this. I actually think I'm better than what people think I am, generally speaking. I'm like, you're underestimating me. That's generally how I feel. I don't often think I deserve the good thing.
Okay.
Right? I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm skilled enough. I'm whatever enough, but I don't think I deserve it.
It's not a confidence issue.
It's a worthiness issue.
It's a worthiness issue. You do need that book.
Yeah.
You need that book. Yeah. Worthy, you need that book. That book will get you. But this book will get you too.
Yes. Yes.
Love this book.
Yes.
So I'm curious, how do you manage to continue to show up without the results that other people are getting, right? Because regardless of where you are, like, there's always this temptation to compare. Like, dang, wait, but I was doing this way before you, and how you are, like, how do you circumvent, or how do you navigate that space, or like? Yeah,
that's a good question. You know, like, give up is not in me. It's just not in me. I may change. I may pivot. I may start doing something different. But I was telling my little cousin this the other day. You know, he's going through some stuff and making some changes and was thinking about quitting on something he's really good at. And I said, when you go in that place, you go as you, and you win because you're a winner. I excel at things because I'm a winner. That's what I am. That's what I tell myself.
That's the identity
I am not a loser.
There we go.
So I don't lose. Even if it looked like I'm losing, I'm gonna win, you know? And so and that's not like something just to say. I really walk that way. I really believe that.
Yes.
Even when I don't believe it, I force myself to believe it, you know? And that helps me because I can never compare for too long. When you're a winner, you don't look at other people for too long.
Nope.
It's like Sha'Carri. The other day, she's running, and when she looked at the end, pow, boom, back at it. Because I'm a winner.
Yes.
I don't got time to look at you.
Yes.
So even when I take a second, I'm like, focus, you're a winner. I'm surrounded by, when you're an artist, you become surrounded by people who do what you do.
Yeah.
You rap, you're going to be surrounded by rappers. You become a podcaster, you're going to be surrounded by other podcasts.
Hello.
You have to focus.
Yes.
You have to focus on what you do. And at a very young age, I thank God for both my parents. I've said this a million times, so if you listen to me, but my parents, but my family at large, my cousins, my aunt, if I decide to go to the circus today, they'll be at the circus. I have a very supportive support. They'll be like, okay.
I love that.
A 30-something-year-old still trying to rap, you know what I mean? And might do it again. And guess what they all do? Yo, my cousin, my niece, my da-da-da-da, and they believe in me. But I think it's because I give them something to believe in. Like, I show up in the most excellent form I can afford to. It may not be up here.
Yeah.
If I only got the money to be right here.
Yeah.
But trust, if I'm here, it's because this is the best I can do.
Yeah.
And I think that helps me not to really spend too much time comparing and not to spend too much space in spend too much time in the space of like, oh man, how am I going to get, and this person got. I'm just like, Lish, do what you do, do what you do well, and do your best at it. And then if God moves you in a different direction, do that well. You know what I mean?
That.
Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be doing podcasts in 5 years, but I can tell you whatever I'll be doing it well.
I love that. Well, what I always like to have my audience do, my guests do at the end of the show, is to give 2 practicals.
Okay.
So 2 practicals for how do you use your voice well?
That's a great question. One, I think you use your voice well when you listen to your hearers. I talked about doing things well and being a winner and whoop-de-whoop, right? And I believe all that, and I live by that. But I listen to the people who listen to me. I listen to what they react to.
Yeah.
I listen to what they need.
Yeah.
I listen to what they want.
Yeah.
It's not just about what I feel like is important to be said, right? So listening to your hearers, I think, is really important. The second practical that I would probably give is very cliche, but it is follow your heart.
Okay.
With your voice, follow your heart. Follow your heart is not about some pie in the sky. Go after. No, use your mouth to follow your heart. Because out of the overflow of the heart, the what?
Mouth speaks.
Mouth speaks. So when I'm not talking right, I got to get my heart in line. And when my heart is burning about something, I have to say it. That's why when people come to me complaining, I'm like, well, what are you doing about that? Did you talk to the person?
Right.
What have you done? What are you speaking over your life? Because your heart, you have to follow your heart with your mouth. And I think that if people did that, we'd speak more responsibly, particularly in the online space.
Come on.
There's a lot that I be wanting to say about politics, about and I go, check your heart. Check your heart.
Yep.
Check your heart.
Love that.
So I think we would, if we did that, we'd be better. And yeah, I think those are my 2 practicals.
I love that. Lish, thank you so much for your time. Boo-boo.
This was awesome. This was not enough time.
Hey, 30 minutes of power.
was
What can we do?
powerful.
What can we do? Listen, another episode of 30 Minutes of Power with your girl, Lish Speaks.
Thanks
Super
for having
excited to have her here. Remember, go be an empowered person using your power to empower others. Till next time. Peace.
Oh, we're showing it.
Keep showing it.
Thank you for tuning in to 30 Minutes of Power. We hope you found today's episode informative and inspiring. To stay connected with us and continue the conversation, follow us on Instagram at 30 Minutes of Power or email us at azironsharpensiron@gmail.com. Don't forget to visit our website at azisi.org to learn more about our mission and how you can get involved. Remember, your power can make a difference in the world. Let's be folks out there using our power to empower others.
30 minutes of power.